Hi, Jason here, and today I'm going to be making a video showing you some survival gear and equipment that if you ever have to get out of Dodge or bug out, you have everything you need to make it in nature. So anyway, I'm going to be showing you some of the things. Some of these are military related items, and then some of these are just camping gear and things. But these are things that I have ready, and I have a list, and everything can be gathered rather quickly if I were to have to get out and go into nature and disappear for a while. This is called an M65 field jacket. These are called BDUs, they're battle dress uniform. Different colors of camouflage for different situations. Pants, coats, shirts, hiking boots, or military army boots. This here is warm for headgear to keep you warm. So these are the first thing. You want to have the proper clothing. Now, if I had to get everything ready on the list that I have to get out of Dodge, basically I can fit all of it in my duffel bags here. These are GI duffel bags. Some are rather old. Some have backpack type straps here. But I got 3 GI duffel bags. And then this U.S. Navy parachute bag. Now these are really old, but they're really big. They're made of thick canvas, and I can fit all these things I'm going to show you in these bags if I have to get out of town and take care of myself and go out and survive in nature. Now this next piece of equipment is very, very important. It's a gas mask. It's very important to have one of these. Things hit the fan. Anyway, the filters are brand new, sealed in this bag, and there's an extra set of lenses right here. This is a very important piece of equipment. Now here's just a few random things that are important. I got 3 military mess kits for cooking right there, different web belts, pickaxe, army poncho, ammunitions box, first aid kit, other pouches, knee pads. These are all U.S. military issues. Some are really old, but they still work. Here is a military sewing kit. Now it doesn't have to be military, but it's a good idea to have a sewing kit. Now I have 2 different pair of goggles here. One that's got a dark lens, and then one that's got a clear lens. I think these are very important items to have. Walkie-talkies. Important. Pair of binoculars. Those can come in handy. Right here, I have a bunch of netting that's good for foliage, making a makeshift ghillie suit with natural foliage, or using it for shelter building and camouflaging. Here's an army helmet. Can't go wrong there. Anyway, I already opened this one up so I can show you some of these, but these are called MREs. They're meals ready to eat. Kind of like space astronaut food. In the little packet here you have all your utensils, gum, toilet paper, all different things like that. But anyway, these are different meals that last years. But I have a bunch of different stuff in here, anything from jellies, crackers, applesauce, potatoes, different things like this. It's always good to keep a large supply of dry foods and canned foods with you at your house. I try to keep my cupboards full of dry and canned foods so that if I have to gather everything, it's stuff that I can take with me. Now for sleeping gear. Now, I got myself a small tent, 2 sleeping bags, one's a mummy bag, little foam mattress here, and it's always a good idea to have extra ropes. And a tarp. If you have a tarp, it's good to use in building shelters and things like that. I have a climbing rope with a grappling hook here. That can be used for other things besides climbing as well. I've used it to pull dead branches out of trees for starting fires and stuff if there's no firewood in the area. So all of these things have their purpose. Now, everyone needs a real high quality backpack. This here's waterproof. It'll hold a insulated camelback. A lot of pouches, back support, very important item. A machete, very good for clearing brush, cutting wood, and for self-defense. Now, I also have a lot of tactical knives, boot knives, smaller knives like this that you can keep on your persons. Now, these are very important. And also hatchets. It's nice to have a couple hatchets, good for cutting firewood, for shelter building. This is made by the Colt company that makes the guns. It's got a hidden knife inside the compartment there. And it's nice to have some big knives like this. Some of mine have compasses and survival kits inside the handle. This is just like a big Bowie knife. And then you've seen I have those military flashlights that have the different colored lenses in the handle. I also have several other kinds of smaller flashlights and a head lantern, and always keep a good supply of backup batteries. Now here is a stack of maps. On the top here is a topographical map that has every creek, river, waterfall, mountain peak, elevation. This is the most detailed map of Mount Hood Forest you can get. And then on my keychain, I always keep a compass, and I have several other compasses too that I like to have so that way you can get through the forest and know where you're at. Now here I have a new thing of twine. I always keep a brand new large thing of twine. And then besides the first aid kit that you saw I had before, the military first aid kit, I have an extra bag here of different kinds of aspirins, medicines, gauze pads, band-aids, Q-tips, stomach medicine, in case you get a stomach ache, whatever. It's always good to have water purification tablets as well. Also, a pen and paper is good to have with you too. And I keep all these things I showed you tonight on this list. And it's organized by different categories so that I can run through and get everything I need. I can get everything in the 3 bags. Well, I have 4 big bags. And I also have 2 large thermoses that are used, or big coolers, to put food in that I can put the dry food in and load everything up. So I can fit everything in the 2 coolers and then the 4 military bags and have everything I need in an hour to get out of the house and get out into the middle of nature and survive as long as I have to. So, hope these things have helped you. There's always other things you can bring along to make your life easier, but this is basically the essentials that I have ready to go that I can gather in an hour to get out of Dodge if I have to. Now, obviously, you would want to have guns and ammunition to take with you out into the forest. I have my crossbow with a lot of extra arrows. I have 2 bow and arrows, and I keep a lot of arrows on hand. Any weapon that I could use, a couple of my katanas, shuriken, things like that, I would take with me as well. My shuko, some of the different things. Most of the stuff would be modern equipment, but I would take a few of the traditional things with that I could use to hunt. Silent weapons too, so keep that in mind. I have a few things written down here. Besides keeping a large supply of canned goods and dry food and bottled water at your house, you also want to make sure you have a couple packs of toilet paper to get you going. Can openers, utensils, and depending on the season, like here I live in the middle of the winter, I would adjust and take some of my winter gear and my winter boots and things like that. Also, you want to have a few pair of socks, underwear, and t-shirts and things like that as well also. So keep that in mind.